So today I'm going to be making a felt sunflower. Very, very beautiful little sunflower made out of felt. And I'm going to be going over the steps of how I make my own sunflowers. It's not hard. You just have to follow the little steps and create your own. Like, sunflowers are just very beautiful and kind of, you know, you can't really mess them up. It's pretty easy to make them. So I just wanted to hop on here and show you guys. I've been making a couple of them and I wanted to show you guys the steps that I do to make them. So here you go. First of all, the materials you're going to be needing is, hi Stephanie, the materials you're going to be using is, I use felt, and you can buy felt pretty much any craft store. Walmart has it, Hobby Lobby has it, and the colors you want to get are, of course, the sunflower colors. If you're making a different kind of flower, then, you know, get whatever colors that you need for that flower. I'm going to be using yellow, and this one, I'm not sure exactly where I got these because I make a lot of felt flowers, so I buy them, you know, anywhere I can find sheets of felt, but they're usually about maybe 35 cents maybe per sheet, so it's very inexpensive, and I just buy a lot in all the different colors that I normally use. So hello Lynn. I got this it's like a hunter green, and this is what I'm going to be using for my leaves, and then of course my yellow for my flower, and then I got this piece of felt that's brown, and I'm also going to be using that for the center. I also always normally keep all of my scraps in a bucket, so I always go through my bucket and see where, you know, what colors I have available. Like right here I have a bunch of yellow that I can use, and so yeah, but I never throw away any of my scraps that are big enough to make stuff, because you never know when you're gonna need them for any project. So I love to keep all my scraps. But anyway, so today let's get started. What I'm gonna do is I just normally imagine kind of what size I'm gonna need of flower, especially for a sunflower. This size sunflower is about, let me see, this is about a 4-inch sunflower, and it's just really cute. So what I did for this one is, that's about the size that I want to do. I don't, you can do a bigger one. You'll just have to kind of piece it together with, you know, using of course your glue gun. Oh, I forgot to mention, you're going to need a glue gun for this project, some sharp scissors, and of course your felt. So for this one, what I did was I just cut the length of your felt, or your sheet of felt. I'm going to cut about, I'm going to say about 1.25 inches. About 1 inch to 1.25 inches. Not really, I just want like a small strip. So this is what I'm going to be doing for mine. You can do, like I said, if you want to make them smaller, you can do like 1 inch. I wouldn't go any smaller than 1 inch. But you can also do, if you're going to do bigger, you can probably do like a 2-inch strip. You just want a strip of this brown. What you're going to be doing with that is you're going to be folding it over and gluing it like this. So mine's a little bit crooked, so let me fix that real quick. You know, because I didn't draw any, you know, a line or anything. You can definitely use a ruler and some chalk or something so that you don't go too crooked on yours. But here's what I did on mine. Hi, Carla. And but anyway, here's a 1-inch strip, and this is what I'm going to be using for my center, and I used the whole length of it. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue at the very edge of my strip, and I didn't go all the way through because I don't want it to dry up before I get there, because you just want to be very careful that you don't burn your fingers, and you're just going to glue it all down on the edge, and you're going to go all the way through. And I kind of just want to keep the glue all the way on the very edge. Just being very careful not to burn myself for it, you know, so that it doesn't go come out of the edge, just because it hurts. It hurts when you glue your fingers. Trust me, I've done it plenty of times. And I forgot to grab some extra glue. I'm gonna need some, so I'm gonna have to get up real quick to get some. Okay, but now that I have it all glued down right here, hello everyone that's coming in. Now that I have it all glued on the edge, I'm gonna, ooh, that hurt. Hola, Vicky. Okay. Now I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna make little slits, probably about maybe like 1/8 of an inch. I don't know if you can see that part. But see, they're going to be very, very small little strips. There you go. And this is what I'm going to be doing throughout the whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and cut, and I'm going to make sure that I don't go all the way through to the edge that is that I glued together. So this is the raw edge right here. This is the edge that I glued together, and I'm going to be cutting the slits on the opposite part. On the part where it's together, where I folded. So hopefully you guys can see that. And that's the part I'm going to be cutting. And I'm just going to be cutting it almost to the edge, but being careful not to cut it all the way through, because I want the strip to stay together. So just make a lot of little strips on here. See, you can already see all the little strips that I'm cutting. A lot of people, you know, use their machines, cutting machines. You know, if you have like a Cricut, I have a Cricut maker, so it cuts felt. And it's if you have the SVG to go with it, then you can definitely use your cutter to do this. I like to do it by hand for these kind of flowers, just because, I don't know, I enjoy doing this, so it's kind of relaxing for me. But since I was doing some, and I just thought to myself, my group would probably like to see how I make these. So I had already made a couple of you, as you can see right here. And so I was thinking to myself, well, I'm going to go live and see if anyone's interested. You know, you can use these flowers to embellish just about anything. I'm using mine for home decor. I love to switch out my my home decor. I like to switch it out, you know, every season. And right now I have sunflowers in my home, and so I wanted to decorate my tier trays with them. So I wanted to make these little, I made these little wooden hearts, and that way I can go ahead and put them on my tier trays. And so I wanted to go ahead and make a couple of them just so that I can decorate. I mean, it doesn't have to be in a tier tray. You know, you can set it on a table, you know, a shelf, anything like that. Anywhere you like your home decor to be. And I don't know. I just love the way it adds a little pop of color. I also have some on my windowsills, like in my kitchen, things like that. So, Carla, yes you do. You need to make some. So, hopefully my tutorial is clear enough so where you guys can definitely make some. And I want y'all to tag me as well if you make some, because these are so fun to make. Some people just don't like to craft, so, or they don't like the mess of crafting, so they prefer not to, you know. I mean, I can definitely make you some if you want some, but I would recommend you trying to make them yourself. This is fun. Crafting is fun, and obviously if you're in my crafting group, that means you like to craft, or you like to make things, or you are interested, maybe not to make things, but you love to watch people make things. So I encourage you to try it. Try doing this. It's super fun and very cost effective too, because nothing that I buy most of the time, you know, for crafting, I don't spend a lot of money on it, so I try not to anyway. On, you know, things like, especially for my home decor, I don't spend a lot. And like I said, felt is super inexpensive. It's probably about maybe 35 cents a sheet. The last time I checked, I haven't bought felt in a while, but it used to be like 25 cents a sheet. But you know, everything's gone up in prices, so. But you're just going to go along all the edge of this strip on the folded side and make all these little slits. I'm almost finished with mine. I have a little bit over an inch to go, but I'm almost done, and I'll show y'all what I do with this one. And they just come out so cute. Hey Marie, how are you? Yeah, I was feeling inspired the other night, and I just started making them. And but then once I started making them, I said, wow, I should have probably done this in my group to, you know, to show you guys how to do it. But here it is right here. You see that? It's like a little bit of a fringe that I just made. It's just a lot of little strips. Very cute. So then what I do with this part is, now this is what's going to make this sunflower center. If you can, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's a lot of little, like, almost dots. That's what this strip is going to be right here. Just kind of little bubbles or whatever. So, okay. I'm gonna take my glue gun. Here, let me get up real quick and get some more glue, because I know I'm gonna be running out of glue. Sorry about that. I should have been more prepared, but I wasn't. And here's my glue gun. And I'm just gonna take it and just on the very edge of the free edge, the one that's not cut, I'm going to take it and I'm just going to roll it up. Roll it up. Be careful not to cut not to glue your fingers to it, because that hurts. Like I just did. I just put glue. I should probably be using finger protectors, but it's okay. I never think about it. Keep on rolling. And see, I'm just rolling it all up. Rolling it up. And it's making that little center. Super easy, guys. Keep going. All the edge. And you just want to keep rolling. You don't have to glue all the time, all the edge, but I like to just so that it doesn't slip out later on, you know. You could definitely just roll it up and, you know, put a lot of glue on the bottom, and I'm sure it would still hold it. I just like for it to be secure. I don't like my things to come apart. Okay, I'm all the way to the end. Make sure that end's stuck really good. And here's what it looks like. All these little bumps. This is what's going to be like the sunflower seed part, the middle part of the sunflower. And then here's the back, what it looks like. The back is just where all the glue is and everything. And you won't be able to see this at all. This is going to be the back part. So the glue is a little messy, so sometimes you get little strings and everything, but here's what it looks like in the back. Go. And the front. So that's our center, and it's about an inch and a half and 2 inches if you spread it, if you kind of push down on it and spread it. So it's about an inch and a half to 2 inches big, and that's with using the whole length of this sheet. Now if you want to add more to it and make it bigger, make a bigger sunflower, you'll probably have to make another strip exactly the same size as this that I made, and continue with the circle right here. Just continue going around, and it would make it wider and bigger. Same exact thing. Cut an inch strip, and just keep going with it right here, just the way it is. So. But for me, this is the size that I wanted to make. I don't know if you guys want to see. I guess I could do another one. So I can do a little bit bigger one than this one. That way I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do another one. Exactly the same. Cut about an inch strip. Cut about an inch strip. And then glue the edge. Glue the edge. Go. Okay, it doesn't have to take you very, very long at all. Okay, and then the folded up part, the part that doesn't have an edge on it, this is the part that you're going to cut the little slits on it. And you're just going to do the same exact thing all the way through. If you have better scissors, my scissors don't cut very well on the very point. I wish they did, because it would be a lot easier for me. But I'm trying not to cut through my little strip, so I have to use the back of them. So if If you got better scissors than I do, then you can probably go all the way, you know, with your point. That's one thing you are going to need, pretty good scissors for fabric or felt or whatever. If you have great scissors, then you can go a little faster than me. And my little strips that I'm cutting are about a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit bigger than 1/8 of an inch. So very, very tiny little slits. Has anybody ever made felt flowers? Is it just me? I love flowers, so anything that has to do with making flowers or using flowers for any project, I'm in. Painting flowers, you know, making them out of paper, making them out of fabric, anything like that, I'm in. The reason I like felt for home decor is just because it's so bright and you know, it doesn't fade over time and it's so inexpensive and it holds its shape really well. It doesn't fray, you know, so you don't have to worry about, like, you know, the fabric flowers, you have to worry about sometimes they fray or, you know, they get dusty and they, you know, they just mess up. And with these, they hold their shape pretty well and they hold their color very well as well. So that's why I like to do use felt for mine. Okay, I just made one more strip of felt and I'm going to be adding it to this one right over here. I'm just going to continue from that edge, that raw edge where I finished rolling it. I'm going to continue adding to that. So I'm just going to keep going. And you're not even going to be able to tell that it's pieced together since it's all cut anyway. You're just going to add to it right here. So you just want to place it to the very edge. See? You can't really even tell where it ends and where it starts. And just continue rolling right here. Okay, so I'm almost done here. That glued to my finger. Continue rolling. And this is making it a little bit bigger. I'll clean it up later with all my glue hair, little glue hair, spider webs, I don't know what you want to call it, but that made it a little bit bigger. Okay, I feel like this one needs a little bit right here. Okay, that just made it a little bit bigger. Now it measures about 2.5 inches, so that made it almost a whole inch bigger. And you can see the difference of the size now. And that's using 2 strips, the length of this felt. Okay, now let's move on to our sunflower petals. And for this, I'm going to be using these scrap pieces of yellow that I have. And I cut mine at, so these are 3 inches, and I think I'm going to go ahead and leave them 3 inches. This one's a little bit smaller, and that's okay as well. But I'm going to go ahead and leave them this size. I may not make the petal the whole 3 inches. It may be like a 2 inch. But I want to cut the strips at about, I'm going to do about 1.25 inches for mine. And I just cut little shapes like this, little rectangles. And I'm going to need probably about 16 to 20 petals. So you want to have about 16 to 20 little pieces like this. Little pieces like this. Here we go. This is for the petals that we're working on now. This one's not big enough, so we're going to leave that one out. But I don't know how many I just cut, but let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we're going to leave 15. I think I'm going to need a couple more, but I'm going to wait and see, actually, to see how many more I need. I'm going to wait and see. So, for these pieces, what I do is I'm going to cut like an eye shape. It's like a flower petal shape, like a leaf shape, sort of, except these are a little bit longer. And these might be a little bit too long for me, I think, but since I'm making my sunflower just a little bit bigger, you don't want it to be, so the petal, you're not going to want it to be bigger than your center. That's kind of my rule that I use. So since my center was only about 2.5 inches, or yeah, about 2.5 inches, that's kind of how long I wanted. Remember I told you these strips were 3 inches? So I left them that way because, you know, sometimes I like to make them a little bit more irregular, but I don't like when my petals, my sunflower petals, are bigger than my center. I don't want them bigger. So this is what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna take my scissors, and right in the very middle of the strip is where I'm gonna be cutting, and like I said, I'm gonna be cutting like a leaf shape. Sort of like this. Sort of like this kind of shape. And this is a 3-inch petal, but I think that's kind of a little bit big, so I'm just gonna cut it down just a little bit right here at the very bottom. Yeah, this is a 2.5 now. Okay. do the same thing for all of them. I'm going to do exactly the same thing for all of them. I want all my petals like that. That's why I told you you need sharp scissors, because I like to be, hey Cam, I like to cut mine out. And see how this one I left it a little bit straight on the bottom? That's actually okay, because this is going to be what's going to be glued to the bottom, so it'll be alright. As long as one side is super pointy and pretty, that's all that matters, because the rest of it's going to go hidden underneath that center. Is everyone enjoying their summer? I'm enjoying mine. I've been spending a lot of time with my family and just having a very good time. I just had my birthday last week, so I really enjoyed that. Like I said, I've been taking a lot of time for myself and my family, and it's just been so exciting, so good. Anybody been doing anything for fun, vacations? What's going on? Let me know. I'll tell you guys, summer is not one of my favorite months. The heat, I can't stand it. Even though it's my birthday, you know, in the summer and everything, I can't do the heat very well. This heat is brutal. Last week, you know, working out in my shed, I almost passed out twice, which is not good. And yeah, it's just too hot out there. It's making it difficult for, you know, to work out there and everything, but we manage, you know. This Texas heat is so hot right now. So bad. So summertime's just not my favorite month, or my favorite season, let's put it that way. Okay, there we go. And right now I have, what did I say, 15? 15. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try 15, and then we'll cut some more if we need some more. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna figure out which is the bottom of the petal. And like I said, these ones that have the flat on the bottom, this little flat edge, that's going to be my bottom that I'm going to glue down to here. So as long as the pointy side is to the top, that's going to be where our petal is going to go. I mean, our pointy part of the petal, obviously. I want the bottom that's flat to be the bottom. And I'm going to do like a little line right here in the middle. Let's see. Of glue. I don't know if you guys can see that glue. But it's just like a little line. And what I did was I just kind of pinched it at the very bottom, and I kind of made like a little leaf shape, and I kind of just pinched it to where it's kind of flat, because you want it to be flat to where I can still glue it to my bottom. But see, I just pinched it, and then I just kind of twist it to where it makes it like a flat leaf, like a leaf shape sort of. This is what I made right here, what I wanted actually. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that to all of them. I'm just gonna, that way I can have them ready. I'm gonna glue the center, pinch it, and then just kind of flatten it. Once I pinch it, I kind of just flatten it. So it looks like this. It just makes a real cute little flower petal. Pinch it and flatten it. You're going to do that to all of them. Be careful not to burn yourself. I keep burning myself. You definitely want to wear some finger guards or something. I don't know where mine are, so I can't go look for them right now. But this is just a part of being a crafter, I guess. You get like a little bit of a callus almost sometimes. But burning yourself with this hot glue it's bad. I've gotten a blister from glue before, so definitely something you don't want to do. Go pinch it and flatten it. Kendria. Yeah, so now you are left with a lot of petals that look like this. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me know if you can't. But they all look like this, pretty much. And I have 15 here. I may need a couple more, but we'll see, I guess, once I start gluing them. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to glue to this bottom part. You're going to want to glue your petals. And I glue them right around the edge where I kind of flatten them. I try to keep them kind of flat, and that way I can glue that part to it, because you kind of want this little hole that it made to be right up at the edge of this, so that it looks like a flower petal, like that little fold. All the rest of it is going to be glued behind here. So, but you kind of want your petals to be straight or flat. So that's kind of how I glue it. So I put my glue on here, and a little bit right at that corner. Just a tiny, tiny little dot to that corner. And then I place my petal right up against this back part, and it's right up against where it ended. Now I may need to go back in there and add some glue to the very edge later, but I'm gonna first place all my petals, and then I'll look at it. Probably already explained this, but what are you doing with these once they are made? I already explained it, but I will explain it to you once more. So I was making some for my home decor. I like to, I don't know, I like to decorate my home with different things for the season, and like my tier trays and things like that. So I came up with doing some little sunflowers for mine. I also made flowers, roses. I like to change out my home decor with just with flowers, and so I wanted to make some little tier tray decorations for myself, and I was making some sunflowers, and I decided that I was gonna come on here and show you guys how I did my sunflowers, because I don't think I've ever taught that before. I've just I've showed you guys how I make my felt roses, but I had never made sunflowers on a live before. So this next one, I just kind of placed it right next to the other, and I kind of want to overlap the petals just a little bit. I don't know if you can see how that's overlapped just a little bit, and not a whole lot, but I don't want them almost stacked on top of each other, but I do want a little bit of an overlap on the petal. And you always want to make sure that your petal is pointing upward from the circle. So you don't want some going this way, you know, they always have to face going up. So you're holding your little circle and you want it to go up, if that makes any sense. Cool. I was thinking they may be cute to hang from a door hanger bow somehow. Yeah, definitely. You can use them for anything. I love to use felt flowers for garlands. Actually, if you can see, I have a garland up there where I did my felt garland, and I decorated it with flowers, and so I like to use them just for regular home decor, you know, for things. And yeah, I have used them before actually on door hangers, and especially like baby door hangers, stuff like that that's gonna go inside for sure, that you already know that it's gonna go inside. I mean, you can use this material outside. It might just get a little bit dusty or whatever, but if you don't care if it gets dusty, then go ahead and put it on a regular door hanger. But this is so pretty for a bow, for a door hanger, for anything like that. Really cute. I like to use them for home decor because, because of the dust, and you can easily dust this and everything, but, outside, of course, you get more wind and more, everything. So it's exposed more to the elements. But these are definitely very beautiful to use on a door hanger. I have used them, like I said, on baby door hangers before, where they're going to use them for their, like, the nurseries to decorate the baby's door, or also like little bow hangers, things like that. So definitely you can use them for anything, pretty much. Very durable, and this, with the hot glue and the felt, they're so they work so well together. They don't really come apart very easily at all. So it's very durable once you have it all glued up. So they don't fall apart easily or anything. So I've used felt flowers before to make also like a baby shower. Sometimes like the mom wears like a corsage. I've done that before. I've used them for a corsage for I don't remember what it was for, like for a dance. I think it was a like a homecoming dance, or for school, with the school colors. Very pretty as well. So you can do so many things with this. And just like that, I'm going all the way around my flower, and it's already starting to take a little bit of a shape, a sunflower shape, if you can see that. Here we go. Here's one layer. Now with this, since it's got some pretty big gaps on here, I like to double it up. That's what I did on these. So I don't know if you can see the difference of the sunflower with it being doubled up or not. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this. I'm going to start the same size petal. You just kind of start where there's a little gap right here. That's where I'm going to be putting it, in the middle. Just right in between those petals. You just kind of stagger it on there. And glue it right there. You don't want it to be too much bigger than the other petals. You kind of want them the same size. And if you need to add more glue to that, you can. Since it's like adding, staggered, it's like adding to the top of these, and these aren't very much glued yet. Just the tops of them are glued, so there might be some pieces that kind of stick out back here. So you could just add more glue to it. It's not a big deal. See that? I just staggered it right there, and this is what it looks like from the front. And keep going. I'm just going to and I am going to need a few more to this. I'm going to make a few more just to add to some of these other areas that need that we need to fill the gaps on. Let's see. Let me count how many I need. 2, 1. I feel like this one's on there wrong. I feel like maybe just like 2 more would work. I don't know. You can look and see however many you think. I'm probably like actually probably just like 1 more, maybe. No, 2. 2 more. Strip. Make my leaf shape. Okay. And then I just add to the middle. Glue to the middle, I pinch it, and I twist. Twist and flatten. Twist and flatten. Twist and flatten. And then add them to my flower. You can add as many petals as you want to this flower. It doesn't have to be doubled. If you liked it just with 1 layer of them, then, you know, that's okay too. I just wanted to have double on mine. I just like the way it looks with double. But, I mean, you're definitely free to do whatever you think on your sunflower. Add them to the gaps, whatever gaps you have. There you go. And here's how my sunflower looks. What do y'all think? Isn't that cute? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some leaves to mine. And the leaves are exactly the way the petals are, except I'm gonna cut my strip just a little bit wider So this strip is going to be about a 2-inch strip, and I want 2 leaves. So it's going to be probably about, let me see, let me measure it for you. Like a 5.5 or 6-inch strip. And then I'm going to cut it. So maybe about a 3 by 2 little square. 3 by 2, 2 1/4 maybe. And that's a little rectangle. And what I do is I fold it like this. It just makes it easier for me just to come up with the shape. I like it, I'm going to start right at that corner where I folded it. And you definitely don't have to do it this way. You can just make a regular leaf shape like this one, like the sunflower one that I made. I like to make mine a little bit different shape. So sunflowers have a little bit of a wavy leaf. So I fold it and I just kind of cut out a shape of a wavy leaf. Like I said, you'll probably need some sharp scissors, so. And that's not perfect, but you can always take your scissors at the end and kind of shape it more. This is kind of a little bit of a thicker felt, this green, so it's not as easy to cut as the yellow one was. But you can definitely, it's very forgiving, so you can definitely take it and trim it just a little more. And if you think it needs a little bit more trimming, you don't have to fold it. I just like to fold it because I get the pretty much the mirrored shape, the exact same shape on both ends already, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I do it that way. Okay, so now what I like to do with my leaves, I'm going to make 2 of them, but I'm going to show you guys how I do my leaves. I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to just do a thin line all the way down the middle of it. Very, very thin line of glue. And then I'm going to fold my leaf all the way to the end. Try to fold it right at that glue line so that it glues together. What this does, this is also an optional step, but what this does is, I'll show you once it's completely dry. It's already cooling down. What this does, it just makes like a little center. That's why I wanted to make my leaf just a little bit wider, and it just kind of makes it like a center to my leaf, like little ridge sort of. So if you get any glue out sticking out of it, I just use my scissors and trim that. But this is what my leaf will look like, and I'm going to go ahead and make a second one just the same way. Just trimming my leaf a little bit. My shape, making it look prettier. There you go. It's like a little leaf shape. And once again, I'm going to put glue in my center. And fold it. Push down on it until it cools. Because you don't want to open it before it cools, because the glue will just be white on there. But you want to make sure it cools down really good. And don't glue it to your mat like I just did. Okay, now you can open it, and this is what you have left. A little leaf. Okay, so now what you want to do is glue this down to your flower. I leave mine, I kind of want to look at my leaf and place it exactly where I want to glue it, like where you can see it. You know, you don't want to cover up all of your hard work, so you want it to kind of peek out just a little bit, especially when you're using it for like home decor and stuff. You want the green to show. So just play with it until you're happy with the placement of it, and then that's where you're going to glue it. Put a little bit more glue back here. You're going to do the exact same thing with your other leaf. You can add as many leaves as you want. I just did 2 on mine. And there we go. Okay, so now what I do with my green, you don't have to do it with the green. You can also do it with the brown or with the yellow. I just choose the green because, I don't know, I just like it. I make a tiny little circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I glue it to the back. And for this, that's just to cover up like any of your you know, glued spots. And also what that helps me do is kind of reinforce everything that I just glued to my flower. It just helps me reinforce it with a little bit more of the hot glue. So just put a lot of glue in here. And then I put my little dot on there, my circle, and just kind of glue it down to it. And that makes it look nice and clean and ready for you to glue it onto whatever you can do, like Velcro strips. You can do, you know, if you're gonna put it, like if you're gonna make a little girl's hair bow. This is probably way too big for a little girl's hair bow, but something like this, you're gonna make a headband or a bow or something, you can definitely use this size, or go a little smaller if you need to. I did make a smaller sunflower, which is the one that's on here, and for that one I used an 8-inch strip of the brown, the same size, like the same width. I just used the 8-inch, and that's what I made my center with. And then of course the petals like I said, I kind of measure this center, and I go from there, and that's how big my petals are when I cut them. But I use the exact same method as doing this big one. This big one, once it's finished, right now it's measuring at about 5.5 to 6 with the leaves. It's probably about 6 with the leaves pointing out. But the actual flower itself, it's measuring at about 5.5. So, kind of a big flower. Love it. Super cute. And now my idea for this, it was going to be to make it like an interchangeable for myself. This is just for my home decor, but I mean, you can definitely just hot glue it onto wherever the surface that you're going to be using. But like for me, I'm going to be doing these for myself, and they're shelf sitters. So my idea was to make it sort of like an interchangeable. So for mine, what I did was I added a washer, and I just hot glued it to my surface right here. It's super sturdy, it won't come off. And then I just added a little bitty magnet to it, and that sticks to it right there. And I can change this out for any of my flowers that I have. I went ahead and made a few. I made like this white one right here, and it's just gonna sit on my shelves, and I can change them out to whatever season I want. These I haven't added my magnets to them, but I mean, you can change out the flowers to anything that you want, any colors that you want, for whatever season. You know, for Easter, for, you know, I can make a Christmas one later on. I haven't thought that far ahead yet, so I haven't made it, but all I did was I used so this little shelf sitter, I cut it, and it's about a 2 by, well, it's 1.5 inches wide, but it's like, it comes from a 2 by 6 board, I think, is what I used. Like not a 2 by 4, it's like a 2 by 6 because it's a little bit bigger. So, but that's what these are from, and I just cut my heart shapes out of them, and I use them for my shelf sitters. And so I'm just gonna go, oh, and the magnets that I'm using right now are these right here. These are just, I got these at Dollar Tree, and it comes with 14 little magnets. And then of course the washer, you can find it anywhere at any hardware store or whatever. Just look in your toolbox, I'm sure you have some. You just need, you don't even need a washer, as long as you have a little piece of metal that a magnet will stick to. That's what you're gonna be needing. But I mean, these little magnets are super cool to use, and inexpensive too, because I paid $1.25 for mine, and it comes with 14 of them. And I've already opened this package, and that's what I'm going to be using to glue onto this one. And let's see. I wanted to be able to show that it's still a heart, so I didn't want to cover up my whole heart with them. And I also don't want to make it too far down to where it's gonna fold the flower once I, you know, sit it up. I don't want it to fold up the flower, so I want it to be able to be, you know, kind of high up, kind of maybe in the center, somewhere like along there. What do y'all think? Interchangeable was a great idea. Yeah, I love doing interchangeable everything. So I was trying to think how to put it on here, and I mean, I was gonna use Velcro because that's normally what I use for my interchangeables out of wood, you know. But I felt like, you know, for inside, the magnets work great, and it's just so much easier just to, you know, put the magnet on, because I have made these magnets before. I've used them for fridge magnets. I've used them for, you know, just to decorate any kind of, I used to have this little calendar that was metallic on my desk, and I would always change the flowers on there just to, you know, change up my decor. So that's what I wanted. So I think this is, just figure out where you want to place it, where you want to place your flower. And I would use my biggest flower, since like I made this one as well, but since my sunflower is the biggest one, I feel like if I place it there, I think it'll work for all of them. So I just want to place it to where I want my flower to be, and that's where I want to glue my washer to. Not too far down and not far. See? So this one's still going to fit because it's a little bit smaller, and it's my flower, my rose. And I just want to place it to where I want it to be. And I just hot glued this, like I said, I just hot glued my magnet to my piece of wood. Just like that. And now I can add all these little tiny magnets to my flowers, to the back of my flowers, and stick them to there. And just as easy as that, I can change out all my home decor, or my colors, just like that. Made it super, super cute, super easy, and I just love it. I think it makes it so cheerful, so pretty, and it doesn't fall off. You know, you shake it around, it doesn't fall off, but it's easy to change it out. And you can put both of these together, you know, or you can, you know, interchange them, put them in a, put a different flower on one, put a different, you know, just like that. You can change them out. On these white ones, I added some greenery to them, so that's what I did with these. But they're exactly the same. You know, I still added my little dot to kind of cover everything up, and then I added my greenery and my little magnet, you know, and that's what's gonna make for this one. Okay, super, super, super cute. Very, very pretty. And just like that, I changed the color of my whole decor. Super cute, right? Alright guys, well, I hope you guys liked my tutorial. I really enjoyed making these sunflowers, so if you guys like it, if you guys try it and like it, let me know, tag me. If you have any questions as well, I'll be happy to answer them if I can. I hope I was clear enough on the instructions on it. And I hope you guys liked it. But yeah, let me know and show me some pictures if you did, if you make these, okay? There we go. Alright guys, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.